What's up, Fantastic Force? I am back with some comic reviews. That's right, I'm doing some new unscripted comic reviews with the world's largest vehicles driving outside of my window. So let's get started with Fantastic Four plus X-Men, or actually, excuse me, it's X-Men plus Fantastic Four, #1 by Chip Zdarsky, and I believe it is Terry Dodson doing the art. And okay, I don't know if anybody's been too excited about this book coming. It's probably, it could be lost in the mix of all the X-Men books that are out right now. You should not miss this book. Okay, essentially, it picks up with what Jonathan Hickman is doing over at X-Men and Dan Slott is doing over at Fantastic Four. Both are great books. You should pick them up. And here we go. Essentially, for those of you who don't know, Franklin Richards is a mutant and is probably the most powerful being in the Marvel Universe. Yeah, I said it. Because he can warp reality. He can create universes. He's basically a 14-year-old who's God. And unfortunately, lately, since their universe alternate reality journey through existence, since they've gotten back, his powers have been on the wane. Every time he uses his powers, they kind of dwindle more and more. He's kind of like Spawn, except he does things. And the X-Men have been interested in working with him and inviting him to the island. They've been kind of hinting at that for a while, but now Xavier is a little bit more proactive on the whole thing. So at the same time, Franklin has been getting more and more frustrated over the fact that Reed hasn't figured out what's going on with his powers. And he has this kind of wonderful little scene where he talks to Ben Grimm about it. And they have this conversation of all the things my father can do, the two things he can't do is cure you and me. And he's beginning to have doubts that Reed's trying that hard, that maybe Reed is kind of cool with him losing his powers because, Reed at the same time is being, of course, the protective father, and he's also a controlling guy, too. I mean, he's pretty much a control freak, let's face it. And, of course, Franklin wants his freedom like any young teenage kid. And okay, here come the X-Men, and Xavier has an idea because he wants to kind of do this as peacefully and as coolly as he can. He brings in Kitty Pryde to kind of take the lead on this. Why? Because of Fantastic Four versus the X-Men, that miniseries from 1987. Where Franklin and Kitty actually had a real emotional connection during that. She was dying and he kept her company while that was happening. That's a great miniseries, by the way. If you can find it, go check it out. And that's one of the things I love so much about Marvel is the fact that they can just... This is brand new. This came out this week. And they're riffing on a book from 87. And it's still in continuity. I love it. It's great. Chip Zdarsky is just absolutely wonderful the way he sets this conflict up. The dialogue is funny, it's insightful, it cuts to the point without changing the characters of who they are. Everybody feels right in character. Of course, we get into a big stupid fight between the X-Men and the Fantastic Four, and it further puts a distance between Franklin and Reed. Where Reed does something else to Franklin to further kind of deepen their divide, which makes him decide, you know what? I think I'm gonna take the X-Men up on that. So he and Valeria just run away and join the X-Men. Unfortunately, that's when Kitty, they hopped on Kitty Pryde's ship because she's with the Marauders now. And unfortunately, they weren't heading back to Krakoa. They were on a mission, and Doom just shows up. So, wow, this is a great book. I skipped over some parts because I want you to read it and experience it on your own. This is excellent. Don't sleep on this book. Pick it up. It's X-Men plus Fantastic Four #1. Easy. 5 out of 5 Ram chips. Really good book. Also, if you're not reading X-Men and Fantastic Four, those are also good series, too. So, hey, what are you reading? Did you read this? What do you think of it? Leave a comment below. You can also like and subscribe and hit the notification bell, which is the real thing. Also, comments. YouTube understands comments and all that kind of thing, so it kind of helps me out. Also, speaking of help me out, you can support this channel starting at $1 over on Patreon, and I'm about to update the Patreon to include my written works, which are like Red Knight and DeVita, which you can buy at manos.com. Excuse me, manospublishing.com. Excuse me. Also, you can find me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and I think that about does it. So I'll talk to you later. Push the button, Lindsay.